I'm going to tell you the biggest secret in the entire world. There is not one thing bigger than what I'm about to say. I'm not going to try to make this real interesting or keep your attention. I don't care how long the video is, because I don't want most people to know this anyway. And what I'm about to say can get you hurt, it can get the people around you hurt, and even worse. It is the way that people get fame and wealth. It's how they get in touch with any single entity. It built empires and kingdoms. It got people into office. It's the way that the whole world goes around, and the people who do know don't want you to know. The way you can get healed and deliverance, it's the way you can get possessed. Usually the latter. It's the way that you can have relationships with ghosts, even those kind of relationships, and the way that you can send them to the light and get them to stop bothering you. It's the way you can get all knowledge in the whole world, including answers to any scientific question. It's how you can get answers to history and understanding about all things. It's how people can attract mates and everything else in the entire world. It's how you can take somebody's sickness from them. It's how you can give sickness to them. It's how you can talk to any single entity in the whole everything, including God. And what I'm about to say is the thing that I recommend the least to everybody on the planet, except I recommend it the most for the people who believe like I believe. The way you can get in touch with any single spirit that has a name. It's the way these people do the Mother, or Sophie, or Sophia, or Mary, or Seth, or Raphael, or Michael. And you can get all knowledge, whether evil or good, and it's the easiest thing in the entire world. It's actually easier than easy. It's nothing. It's where I got all my knowledge about the Bible from that people haven't said in 2,000 years, and people wonder how I know those things. They think I'm just a great scholar. No. Everything about what I'm about to say here is where I got everything that I know from. But there's only one right. There's no right way, but there's only one right belief that you should have to do this, or many things can happen. Poltergeists, possession. I've seen 6 people get possessed at the same time at 3 in the morning. I had somebody jump up and try to kill me because of what I'm about to say, because they got possessed. Literal demon in their face. Against physics, against all logic. Nobody can move like that. And it's something every person has, every person is, and every person does. They just don't know how often that they could do it. It's where you can get millions of false prophecies and a few real prophecies. It's where people can get knowledge about wealth and everything and not realize that it's destroying their family in the process, and they have to give something to get what they're getting, including the sacrifice of their own family members, and they didn't know the deal they were entering into whenever they were praying to these different entities, no matter who they thought they were, deceptive or real. It can cause you to be somebody else and lose your soul. It can tell you all secrets about any single person, anytime you want. And the people that know, and they want you to keep looking at all this other stuff. They want you to look at rituals and ceremonies. Money, you do this with money and this happens. And you drink blood and this happens. And they want to keep you focused on everything physical to keep you from actually knowing the simplest truth in the entire world. It's how names like Mohammed and Joseph Smith and any spiritual thing, it's literally changed kingdoms because of this. Manson, Koresh, Jones. So before you do what I'm about to say, I don't recommend it for anybody, and you should not do it unless you are praying to one single thing, not Jesus, nothing. Unless you're praying to one single thing, and you're not doing anything for your own gain or your own will, and you're only praying to honesty, truth, and God the Father, you should not do this. Because you don't know what you're getting into, and all these entities that you are praying to, and these things that you are seeing, are way smarter than you. And for you to get gain, something else has to be taken from someone else. And for you to get healing, what you have has to be given to somebody else. You cannot just dissipate it. It doesn't work like that. For you to get deliverance, it has to be given to somebody else. They don't go into nothing. Just like whenever Jesus was a thing, he sent the spirits into the pigs. And there's no wrong way to do what I'm about to say. No wrong way to do it. Doesn't matter if you're trying to lay down and focus on this, or turn yourself inward, or you focus on your breathing, because breath is the breath of life. Or you act like you're just dead, because dead people don't have cares and everything else. People are trying to do it through Kundalini, they're trying to do it through Eastern meditations, They're trying to do it through all this stuff where they involve their flesh. And that just makes it harder. There's no rituals, no ceremonies, no nothing. They want you to stay focused on that, like I said earlier, the drinking of the blood and all this stuff that you guys think movie stars are doing. There's no wrong way to get there, but there's only one right way to pray. Only one right entity to pray to, and that is God the Father, truth and honesty, and not your own will. If you use this for your own will, you will lose God. If you try to get in touch with other entities other than God, that's your own will and their own will. And you will have to sacrifice in your life other things and other people because it's your will. Take somebody else's will. But this is also a good thing and the best thing in the entire world, and I've used it for 13 years now. Any time of any day, every day, any moment that you feel like doing it. For any question, for any healing, for any deliverance, for any answer, for any single thing. But you better be careful what answers you're getting. I hope that I've said this enough. And it's the easiest thing in the world. It's less than nothing. Whenever you do less than nothing, and you give your will to something else, you better be sure that you're giving it to God Almighty and Him only, not this fake Jesus spirit. You'll have some prophecies that come true, but your mind will be geared towards that Jesus spirit. And then you'll see a bunch of false things because He's not even in this age. We should be worshiping God today, not Jesus. You'll see a bunch of false prophecies. You'll see rapture dreams. You'll see everything else. You'll see prophecies that come to pass about the world because you live in the world. But about the times and about God and about where we live and about what's important, you will not see the right things. And this goes for anything else. You pray to Muhammad, you pray to something else, no matter what religion, or one of the millions of Hindu gods, whatever. Every single thing will backfire except for God Almighty. You should not be looking for health for the wrong reasons, for money for the wrong reasons, for this person for the wrong reasons, for ghosts for the wrong reasons, for anything. And here it is. All you gotta do is lay down. That's it. Kick back in a chair. Lay down on a bed. Ask your question. You can ask a question about any single thing. You can ask a question about the pyramids. You can ask a question about science. You can ask a question about any single thing in the entire world. And you can draw anything to you. And you can do anything. And every single person is spiritual. Everybody has done this, whether they know it or not. Does do it, and it governs their whole life. And it governs kingdoms and nations and countries and everything. So only do it to God. You lay down to God and ask God a question, not for your own will. Ask Him a question, and then you just give up. You do nothing. Nothing. You lay there until nothing. You lay there until you drift off, and you can see anything about any person, anything, anytime, anywhere, and you'll see a dream. Every dream needs to be interpreted. They all have, but you do it in just seconds. Until you go out, until you drift off, until you meditate or whatever you're doing. But it takes nothing. If you're trying hard, you're not going to get there. Because you have to do nothing in whatever will you're praying to. That person, that thing, that entity. If a ghost is bothering you, you lay down, you say, what's your name? And you do nothing until you drift off, and it'll tell you its name. You do it again. Say, where'd you come from? You'll see where it came from. You do it again, you'll see what they want and what they think. You do it again. You can do it with the intention on getting an angel to come and send them to the light, and they'll go to the light. You can also get possessed, sleep paralysis, bed shaking, earthquake like your house is in an earthquake, fans going off like a jet engine if you have to sleep with a fan on, poltergeists, literal physical contact with spirits, scratches, everything. So you better only do this to God. And it is so simple that I'm giving you too much information. It's so simple. All you do is lay down for any single thing in the entire world. You can put your spirit in somebody else's house and see what's going on. You can put your spirit anywhere in the world just by thinking about it and then doing nothing. No thoughts, no nothing. You think one thought of what you want and then do nothing until you drift off for a couple seconds. You can get healing, see anything, get deliverance, everything. And you can get every single answer from God, and you can do it anytime. It's not a, why didn't that work? Because you did something. Do nothing. You will get the answer every single time to any question. Any time of day, stop what you're doing, put the phone down right now, go lay down, ask a question, wait until you drift off completely, see a dream in the spirit for a few seconds, and that's it. Think no thoughts, do nothing else, you'll see it. This is the biggest secret in the entire world. Give me a follow.